The Hunter Call of the Wild has a ton of perks and skills, but that doesn't mean they're all worth unlocking. Some are decent, some are very situational, and a few must feel mandatory once you finally get them. So today I'm counting down my top 10 best perks and skills in the game. Whether you're just starting out or you've got hundreds of hours hunting experience, these are the perks and skills I think provide the most value and will make the biggest difference on your hunts. Also make sure to let me know down in the comments what you agree and disagree with and what your top 10 would be. Coming in at number 10, I have Lightning Hands. This is such a quality of life perk. As you can see on screen, it makes it so your guns reload faster. Although this is a handgun perk, it actually works on all type of weapons, making it a strong and viable choice. Coming in at the number 9 spot, I have Recoil Management. This is the best perk in the game to get follow-up shots. It is also extremely useful when doing a Great One grind where you will need to shoot more than one animal such as the red fox. As you can see with these moves, the recoil is so low I ended up having to pull up again after my first shot. Next I have both 8 and 7 together because they seem to be made for each other. They are both perks that make hiding in vegetation so much better. Soft Feet makes it so that walking or crouching through vegetation is much quieter. And it provides Blind makes it so that it reduces the visual profile when in dense cover. If you take a look at the bottom right, you can see how it has reduced both visibility and audio while being in the thick cover. For the number 6 spot is Sight Spotting. I truly do not know what I would do without this perk. This is one perk that I really do use for every single hunt. Instead of going out of your ways to use your binoculars to make sure you are shooting the right animal after spotting him, you can just highlight the animal with your scope, making things so much easier and quicker. This perk also helps with not losing the animal you are looking to shoot at, and by some chance shooting the wrong one, possibly losing that diamond or even a rare. Of course, this does not just completely dispel the use of binoculars. Using binoculars does not have the lens wobble while moving. You can also move faster when looking through the binoculars. You mainly just want to use this perk when you know what you want to shoot. Once again, I have 2 perks here because they just seem to work so well together. Locate Track basically just makes it easier to find tracks. However, it has a couple effects such as making cones smaller, better telling you the way the animal went. And the other effect is to increase the range that the tracks will be visible and highlighted. Our other perk, Track Knowledge, gives you just about anything you could want from an animal's track, such as gender. And this effect actually does work when an animal does a mating or warning call. It also gives an estimate on the animal's weight. But one of the most important things is the 3rd level this perk has, which we will get into shortly. And shortly is right now because at the number 3 spot is Disturbed Vegetation. This perk is absolutely insane. The amount of times I just randomly get a rare off this perk is absurd. This perk leaves these little grass tracks you can find and it tells you what the first type of the animal is. Like I could be walking over to some lake trying to hunt one thing, then find a disturbed veg track that has some type of rare. And that always happens to me. I have one hunting plan in mind, then I find a rare and I'm tracking it, changing my plans. And I will say, it could be a very old track and could be long gone, but in the end it's definitely worth it, and worth the number 3 spot. At the number 2 spot I have the big one, which is none other than Spotting Knowledge. If Disturbed Veg wasn't insane, this perk definitely would be. Just like how Track Knowledge gives you anything you could want from a track, this perk gives you anything you could want from spotting an animal, and more. This perk has 3 levels to it, the first being revealing the approximate health of the animal. And if you take a look at the top right, you can see this animal is 75% to 100%, so we could assume this animal has never been shot. The second level to this perk is to see the approximate trophy score, which is very helpful in telling you what the highest score animal could be. And the final effect of this perk is to show you what the animal's awareness of you is. So once again, if you take a look in the top right, you can see they are alert now. They know something's not right. This information is so useful and I literally use it in every single one of my hunts. So now if I go ahead and shoot this whitetail, you can see its health start dropping because of Spotting Knowledge. This also does usually tell when you made a good shot by how quickly it bleeds, but I did hit him in the vertebrae just to show the health dropping and not instantly killing it. Alright, so before we get to the number 1 spot on this list, I have some honorable mentions. All of these are basically perks that help with movement, making your weapons a lot easier and smoother. For the first one is Breath Control. This perk makes holding your breath better with less wobble and longer lasting. Steady Hand furthermore controls your crosshair when aiming. And lastly, move and shoot decreases wobble when aiming and moving. I do think that some of these perks could have been replaced by earlier ones on the list. This is just how it worked out in the end though. Still, these perks are a great investment and a game changer for sure. Okay, so before we actually get into the number one spot, I do have one more honorable mention. This perk is muscle memory. It makes it to where instead of having to unscope after every shot to ready your next shot, it will automatically do it while you can still be scoped in. I think it's actually impossible, or at least near impossible, to even get a follow-up shot without this perk. So just like recoil management, this perk is just wonderful for grade 1 grinds, especially where you will need to shoot more than one animal. And just like the other honorable mention, this perk definitely could have been somewhere in the top 10, but this is just how my list has turned out. Feel free to disagree or agree with me down in the comments. And now with all that said, we're gonna move on to the greatest perk in this game. So finally, at the number one spot is none other than zeroing. This perk is what I think is to be the best in the entire game. And as you can see with this moose, it is about 300 meters out. And without zeroing, this game auto sets your gun to about 150 meters. So if I didn't have the zeroing perk, I would have to aim higher, which could potentially cause my shot to go off target. This could even cost me my moose. But because of zeroing, I can comfortably aim right where I want to shoot, and I know I will be successful. And as you can see now, I'll go ahead and shoot this moose. And I definitely hit him right in the spot I was aiming for. If you take a look in the top right, you can see its health going down. So I for sure hit him in the lung, which was the spot I was aiming for. This perk is so consistent and makes so many different and difficult shots just that more manageable. It also does cover all the ranges you should need. If the animal is not on one of the points of the 3 ranges, you can go back or forth to get to the exact spot. If that's not possible, you could just aim higher or lower depending on how far out they are. So yeah, there you have it, my top 10 best perks and skills in the Hunter Call of the Wild. If you did enjoy today's video, please do make sure to like and subscribe. I put a lot of work and time into this video, and I feel as if I'm learning a ton from each video I post. If you guys would like to see another video, feel free to drop your ideas down in the comments below. I read every single one of them. And thank you so much for watching.